Is your hair thinning out or maybe even breaking off and you don't even realize why? Well, there may be things that you are doing that's actually sabotaging your strands. Well, stick around. I'm going to give you 5 hidden hair loss mistakes that you're doing and you don't even realize it. Hey guys, Karen with Curl House. I am a licensed cosmetologist, a certified trichologist, and the owner of the fabulous Curl House collection of products. And today I'm going to be talking about some things that you may be doing that's causing your hair to thin out or even break off and you don't even realize. These are 5 habits that you're doing. And the first one is sitting under a hot hooded dryer for too long. Now notice I said a hot hooded dryer. So there is research that shows too much heat applied to the hair can cause damage. But heat in and of itself is not the issue. It's too much hot heat applied to the hair. So when I say a hot hooded dryer, there's a difference between a hot hooded dryer and a hooded dryer. Think about when you're sitting under the hooded dryer. This is after you've styled your hair, you've done your wash and go, you've done your twists, and you're sitting on a hooded dryer for your hair to dry. That heat, think of where most of that heat is going. Directly to the top of your head, directly to your scalp. That is why you may be dealing with thinning in the crown area because you are exposing so much heat directly to the top of your head. So when you're under the hooded dryer, for example, yes, the heat is indirect heat, but most of that heat is concentrated right at the top, which is why if you're sitting under a hooded dryer and you're trying to dry your hair, the hair at the top typically dries the fastest because it has been exposed to the most heat for a maximum period of time. So if you're noticing thinning in your crown or thinning all over and you are someone who sits under a hot hooded dryer regularly, I encourage you to turn that heat down, turn it down to medium. And when you're drying your hair, you don't necessarily have to sit under the hooded dryer for 2 or 3 hours. What I typically recommend is that you sit under the dryer. You can sit under the dryer for 30 minutes or even 45 minutes, but you don't have to stay under the dryer until your hair completely dries. You can get most of that moisture out of your hair under the dryer, and then you can allow it to air dry for the remaining of the day to get the rest of the moisture out of the hair. But please, ladies, turn down the heat level on your hooded dryer. It may be causing your hair to thin and you don't even realize it. And it also may be drying out your scalp as well. And you know, a dry scalp does not produce healthy hair. So if your scalp is chronically dry, that's going to cause your hair to thin out or even break off. So again, the first habit that you may be doing is sitting under that hooded dryer. Turn that down. Another option is to use a hand dryer with a diffuser. That's an option as opposed to sitting under the hooded dryer if you want your hair to completely dry in a day, or if you're going out and you want your hair to dry pretty quickly, you can use a hand blow dryer with a diffuser. And the second mistake that you may be making that may be leading to hair loss and breakage is over manipulating your hair and handling it very rough when it is wet. So ladies, I want to just express to you how fragile your hair is when it is wet. It is most fragile, it is most weak when it is wet. So when you are cleansing your hair, washing your hair, you have to go through that process of detangling. And if you are using your detangling comb or detangling brush and ripping that hair out, because you are just ain't in the mood for doing your hair, and if you are not treating your hair gently, that is what is causing your hair to break off and you don't even realize it, you all. It's a mistake. So when you are washing your hair, be very gentle with it when you are detangling it. If you're using a brush, if you're using a comb, even if you're using your fingers, be very, very gentle. Also, those towels that you're using, don't take your towel and do all of this to dry your hair. It's causing friction. It's causing it to break off. Don't do that. Remember, your hair is weak when it is wet. So you have to be very gentle when you are going through that process of detangling it. So if you are just not in the mood, if you are just having one of these days where you don't feel like doing your hair, then don't do it on that day because you may be frustrated with your hair Or you may be having a frustrated day and take it out on your hair. So just be mindful of that. Be very careful when you are washing your hair, manipulating your hair, because that very grooming practice may be the very thing that's causing your hair to break off or thin out. And the third hair loss mistake that you may be making and don't even realize it, and that is applying a whole bunch of random oils to your scalp. So if you are noticing your hair is thinning, your scalp is more visible, what we typically do, we go grab the oil, we go grab the grease, and we slap it on our scalp. That may be making the problem worse, you all. Oil, some oil will feed bacteria on your scalp. And when that happens, that is going to make your hair loss issue or your scalp issue even worse. It is going to clog your follicles, preventing growth. It's going to clog the follicle, preventing oxygen to get to that follicle to produce hair. And that is why if you're dealing with hair loss and you're just slapping a whole bunch of oils on your scalp, you're making it worse. Don't do that. Not all oils were created the same. Not all oils were meant to be on your scalp. Not everyone can handle all oils on the scalp. Our scalp is different. So you can't just go out and grab any random oil and put it on your scalp. That can make your hair loss even worse. Don't do that. Instead of just slapping stuff on your scalp, be mindful of what you're putting on your scalp. Be mindful of the type of oil you're putting on your scalp. And some of you may not even need an oil on your scalp. Your scalp produces oil. So what I always say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You may not need to put an oil on your scalp. You may instead get in the habit of cleansing your scalp or applying more water-based scalp serums to your scalp as opposed to putting random oils on your scalp. Many times, because we're not cleansing our hair regularly, we have buildup on our scalp and we're putting oil on our scalp, and our scalp is dry because it's buildup. Our follicles are inflamed and we're slapping more oil on it and making it worse. And our scalp is dehydrated. So oils may not be the answer. If you're going to use an oil, make sure you do research on the type of oil. And what I always say, less is more. And if you are someone who's dealing with an imbalanced sebum on the scalp, like for example, someone who may have seborrheic dermatitis or dandruff, then oil may not even be the answer at all, because you're putting oil already over a oily scalp or a scalp that has fungus on it, and oils feed the fungus. So anyway, ladies, be mindful. Don't apply random oils to your scalp if you are dealing with hair loss. That's a mistake. Now, in addition to grabbing the oil and slapping it on our scalp, the next mistake that we'll do is taking random supplements. We will start to take so many supplements, so many hair, skin, and nail supplements, anything that we can grab that's going to help reverse our hair loss. That's a mistake, because that can lead to vitamin deficiency. There's even an article that notes that vitamin A, selenium, and vitamin E can actually trigger telogen effluvium when you're taking it in high doses. And telogen effluvium is just excessive hair shedding. So if you are someone who's dealing with excessive hair shedding, it may be because of vitamin toxicity. I know we typically talk about vitamin deficiency leads to hair loss when your body is not getting what it needs, but then the opposite is true too. If you are experiencing a vitamin toxicity, that can be the reason that you are dealing with hair loss. Some supplements actually stack the ingredients, and that increases the risk of exceeding the safe level. So what I suggest you do is to actually get your levels tested before just grabbing a random multivitamin. See what your body needs so that you're not giving yourself more than what it needs. You're not giving yourself these high doses, and that's actually causing the hair loss or even making it worse. So see what your body needs. Check with your doctor. Get tested first before just grabbing and using any old multivitamin. Get tested first. And the fifth mistake that you're making, and you may not even realize it, and you may have heard this before, but in case you haven't, or in case you need a reminder, is your hairstyle, you all. I know that we love all of these fabulous styles. We like extensions. We like wigs. We like wearing our hair out. We like pulling it up. When we're wearing particularly tight hairstyles will pull on your very fragile scalp and the follicle exacerbating your hair loss or causing your hair to come out because the style is tight. You all, we can have trauma to the scalp, just like we can have trauma to other parts of our body, which is skin. Scalp is skin too. So if you get hit and if you get a bruise, that is trauma. It's the same thing with your scalp. If you are hitting your scalp with tight styles, that is trauma to the scalp. That is going to affect the hair follicle. That is going to lead to hair loss. So be mindful of the hairstyles that you are rocking. If you get a hairstyle, whether or not it's weave or no weave, if you have a headache after you get your hair done, that is an issue. That is trauma. If you have to take Tylenol while you get your hair braided, you are traumatizing your scalp. That can lead to hair loss. Your hairstyle should not hurt. When your hairstyle hurts, when your head hurts after you get your hair done, that typically leads to traction alopecia, which is a type of alopecia that is very much so avoidable and it is preventable. So I want you all to not make the mistake of getting tight hairstyles that is leading to hair loss. And in general, you all, your hair, your body, and your scalp will talk to you. It will tell you, it will scream out to you saying, help. Something is going on within my body. Something is going on within my scalp. If your body is hurting, if you feel inflammation, if you start feeling aches and pains, if your scalp is hurting, if your scalp is feeling tender, that is early warning signs that something is wrong. So if you don't know what else to do, call your doctor, call a trichologist, call a dermatologist, get some expert help to help you with your hair loss so that you do not have to deal with hair loss, so that you can reverse it and catch it early, you all. Okay, guys, I hope this has helped you to avoid some of the mistakes that we typically make that will lead to hair loss or that will exacerbate existing hair loss. If you are looking for a product line that is going to help to restore the health of your scalp, I encourage you to consider the Curl House product line that was designed specifically for women who are dealing with hair loss, scalp care issues, and dry hair. Okay, check it out. I'll put the link below. Okay, I hope you like this video. Give me a thumbs up. Like the channel so that you do not miss a video in the future. And until we talk again, stay fabulous.